Yeah, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Let's talk about how they're trying to make our boy look bad. The eighth son. Are you kidding? You know what I never actually noticed until like 2 episodes ago? Well, last week's episode and this episode is that all of the title of the episodes have "Are you kidding it?" in it, and this one was like, I have to become a lord, or I had to. It's like, oh, I forgot what it was, but regardless, every single episode should have something like, oh, blah blah blah. Are you kidding me? In the title of each episode, which seems really weird, but somehow they pull it off pretty well. And I actually was dying laughing at this week's episode. But regardless of that, what we get to see in this whole entire situation of just watching our main character maneuver around what he's got to do, it's kind of crazy how nobles do these types of things, and we know why they're what reasons they're doing it for, but we don't want to actually, uh, not only accept it, but we don't want to have our main character like corrupted by them. Like, we don't want him thinking these are the only ways. You have to, you know, live and use your power and ability and stuff like that. So it's definitely telling on how much different of a lifestyle he wants to live compared to how the nobles always live, which can maybe become a problem to him because, like he's trying to do throughout this whole entire episode, he wants peace. He wants the most non-con uh, conflict he can, and just to move on with everything. But how can you do that when someone like Kurt is so set in his ways of why things are happening, why things are going to continue to happen? Not only that, he's going to help make those things happen, right? Like, he honestly is at a point where he just doesn't care anymore. And it's very, very clear once he's willing to do something he knows isn't going to work, but he thinks it's the only thing that's better than what he's doing right now. And that one thing is, he's like, oh, you guys can't just go and kill him. He's a magician. He'll just come up with the victory every time. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So we have to come up with something tactical. He starts losing everything. Everybody starts getting what they want from Well because he's offering them some type of different life for themselves where all they have to do is stop being on the side of Kurt and go into the capital and train, learn, and stuff like that. So Well's playing pretty dirty. Like I said, he's already inhabiting some of the ideals or some of the ways that the nobles would go about doing things to get their point across, that they want someone to leave, they want somebody to be a part of something else, and they'll take care of everybody around you just in spite to see uh, if they're really loyal. Not only do we see that, we then watch the brother just lose it, man. He really lost it when it comes down to knowing everybody's just going to practically leave for what they want. And he probably would have been the same, right? If he wasn't in a position where he already had a whole bunch of power and whatnot to flex on people. But now he actually has to figure out a way to either, you know, retain his power or lose it all in moments' notice. So it looks like he's gonna do the letter. He's gonna lose it all because of just how dumb he is. Like I said, he's the one who knew You can't just beat a magician by outright going and trying to fight him like he's just some soldier with a sword. Um, but he then brings out a little tiny knife, thinking that that's going to really do the job. So that's the type of telling stuff you can honestly see the drastic difference in his demeanor when all of a sudden he's met with not only just the idea but the choice of, hey, if you do this, you'll be able to at least keep your kingdom, take out an enemy, all this different stuff. But knowing that Well has started to make these moves, Well has started to put together smart, tactical ways to bring down his brother in the case of with the people around him. Now all of a sudden, the people who were spreading rumors and lies makes their move at a time when they know that man's mind is at its weakest and he's at its most desperate for any type of help or attempt to get out of this situation. So that's the type of people we're dealing with. People that know they're gonna put you in a tough spot, and then this nobles just happen to know that if he was in such a spot, he would probably be even more convinced to try to attack, and they pretty much call that out. And by calling that out, they then give him something called a dragon flute. So we'll have to see what that is next week. But seeing Wells' demeanor slowly disappear and become something that he pretty much doesn't want to be, but he knows if he doesn't become it, there's bigger problems that come with it. That's why he's trying to save the wife. That's why he's trying to save anybody he can at this point. Because if he doesn't, they all have to be like, disappear, not pretty much like exile type of deal. And if not, nobles can't have you around to maybe stir up some type of non-interest within the kingdom, and that means he had power at one point. What's stopping him from gaining that power back by talking to some people that actually thought he was doing good or something along those lines? So I get it from that standpoint, but it's still brutal, right? Like, they're still doing everything in their power to stop or to continue to control the situation they see the way they see fit, and that's the messed up part, man. So we'll see how this all turns out. I definitely am looking towards the end of the season to kind of see how far they'll go with the storytelling, because right now the brother can't be saved, and because of that, we're going to be in a position where we either see him, lose it all, and maybe his wife and kids survive. But the weird thing is, um, the guy who is very sneaky and very sly is the one who already has been. He warned our drinker to watch out for only the wife. He didn't say, "Hey, Kirk is capable of pulling his weight, and he might have some outsourced sources to help him. Watch out for Kirk and his wife." No, just watch out for his wife. Don't get caught up by the wife. What? Huh? Oh, okay. What is she doing? And then this slowly but surely they're building up this character of the wife, of just a tactician when it comes down to making moves and being in a better position than she's already is when it comes with Well, and supposedly having her kids learn from him and stuff like that. She's really smart. Um, and I think that's more or less why he was warning uh, our drinking guy about her, because she probably will just make moves for her own benefit before her husband even knew about it, right? Like, before she lets him know that her and the kids are gonna go somewhere, she's already got somewhere to go. She's already planning on probably leaving him, like, she seems very on top of her game. So we'll see how all this plays out. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening. I gotta get my butt to work, but I hope to talk to you guys soon. I have been hopping online playing some games, but I gotta probably stop and take a break sometimes. So I was gonna say I'll probably start streaming a little bit more, but when I do, hopefully you guys get the notification, or you guys are on Twitch, and I'll just stream over there so I can save the videos and it won't mess up my YouTube videos. But with all that being said, everybody, take care and peace.